How do you feel if you can get qualified leads flowing into your business whereby you only pay for a qualified and verified lead? In other words, that unlike with Google Ads, where you pay each time somebody clicks to visit your website, with this model, you don't need to. You only pay when a lead has been verified. And what that means that if somebody calls you or messages you or now even fills in a calendar booking, you can say to Google that, hey, this was a qualified, verified lead, and I'm happy to pay for it. Or no, it was not a qualified or verified lead, and I don't want to pay for it. And that's what you can do. And the way you do it is by using something called local service ads. So if you go onto your Google page and type in a service such as electricians near me, you'll see this section here, which is even above the sponsored Google Ads section. So it's right at the top of the page. And these listings here are from local service ads. And you can see here, this particular business is also eligible for something called Google Guaranteed. And what that means is if you as a business fail to provide a good level of service to your customers, then Google will recompensate or may recompensate, depending on its own sole discretion, to your customer up to the value of £2,000 or equivalent. You have to check out the exact amounts because they do vary from country to country. But what that means is that your customers will feel a level of protection. Now, the other great thing about local service ads is that unlike Google Ads, whereby they have to visit your website, with local service ads, they can simply just call you or message you, just like over here, straight from the Google page. So they don't have to visit your website. And again, all calls or all leads that you get have to be verified in order for you to pay for them. So in other words, if you're not happy with the lead, then you don't pay for it. So how do we get started with this? Now, what I'm going to show you here is an example of a page whereby this particular customer has getting all these leads, and you can see that some have been charged and some have not been charged. And the ones that aren't charged are the people that have hung up, or the customer has said that, yes, I've had this call, I wasn't happy, it wasn't related to my business or services, or it was a spam call or a marketing call, and I don't want to pay for it. Now, you might then say, hey, why don't we just reject all leads? Well, what happens is that Google's trying to look for people who are genuine. They're looking for providers who are genuine. So if you keep declining leads, Google's going to say, hey, I'm not going to give this guy any more leads. So you've got to keep a good balance and be honest when you're verifying leads. So the way you get set up with local service ads is if you just Google local service ads, you come to a screen like this, and then you can simply click on getting started. Now, there is a caveat to this. I will cover the caveat very shortly, so keep watching. And then you click on continue button here. And then it will ask you what country you're in and what your postcode is. So I'm going to type in a postcode, and then you simply select your service. Now, if you select a service, for example, I know that estate agents won't qualify for local service ads. You can click on check eligibility. And in this case, it's clearly telling you that at the moment, this service is not eligible within the postcode area that I typed in. However, if I type in a different service, for example, carpentry, and I untick this service, and I click on check eligibility, if you get this screen, it means that, hey, you can now apply to be enrolled onto the local service ads program, whereby you will pay a cost per qualified lead as opposed to just paying for clicks all the time. And then you simply just go through your process. So in this case, we've already got a Google Ads account. So we can say, go to my existing account, you click on the next button, and you go through the entire process. Now, if I take you into one of the accounts that we've got, what you can also then do is, firstly, at any time, you can click on business verification. And if you click on business verification, it will take you to the screen whereby you can go through the process of going through these verification processes. So, for example, submitting your proof of insurance, your business registration details, customer reviews, budgets, and how much you want to allocate per day, and your billing details, and so on. So this is the absolute basics. And then what you can also do is you can go to profile and budget management. Within profile and budget management, this is where you can specify what your industry is, what type of jobs you do want to take on, and what sort of jobs you don't want to take on. And then you can specify your weekly budget. You can also tell it how many leads you want on a particular week. It doesn't mean to say if you say you want 20 leads or 30 leads, you're going to get those 20 or 30 leads, because it depends on the competitive nature within your industry sector. But more importantly, you can click on your job types. So you can say in this case, they want leads to do with chimney repairs, but they don't want clean gutter sort of jobs. So they're turning those off and so on. So it's really important that you have a whole range of job types that you've got here. You can upload photos so people can actually check your company out and see that you're a genuine company. Then you can specify what type of leads you want, whether you want emails, WhatsApp, phone leads, and so on. Your working hours. So you can say that, hey, which working hours are we doing? Is it Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. or whatever? And then more importantly, your service areas. And this is like which service areas do you want to cater for? Because obviously you don't want to cover the whole of UK. You may just want to cover your local area. So you can include into here the areas that you do wish to cover, but you can also list in here the areas that you do not wish to cover. So that's how local service ads can work. And I did say there's a caveat. The caveat is it's not for every single service. There's a whole range of services that local service ads are available for example, plumbing, heating, electricians, carpentry, and so on. But there's also a whole load of industries which is not yet eligible for. But Google is constantly updating this on a regular basis, so you need to keep an eye on it. But if you think that, hey, I want to apply for a local service ads campaign, just get in touch with us. There'll be a link in the description below. We can check it out for you, and we can tell you if you're eligible. And if it is, either you can manage it yourself, set up the account and manage it yourself, or we can do it on your behalf. And then you can get started with local service ads. Guys, I hope you found that video useful. If you did, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. So when I do create new content, you'll be the first to be notified, because we do create a lot of content to help businesses get more leads and more sales flowing into their business. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you on another show. Bye for now.